The impeachable offense at the center of Trump's impeachment is bribery. What was the bribe about? Trump demanding Ukraine bribe him by helping his re-election campaign. And if he was willing to take such a big risk, he could have made this demand to other people or other countries. So why Ukraine? That is a question that often gets buried by all the breaking news every night, the witnesses, even the drama. But consider, Donald Trump is closer to impeachment than he's ever been because of a discredited conspiracy theory that led Trump and some of his loyalists to become obsessed with Ukraine. And now we have this newly released evidence from the Mueller probe itself showing Paul Manafort was pushing a Ukraine conspiracy theory during the campaign. And it goes like this. 1, claim Russia was not the one hacking the DNC. False. And 2, the hack was likely carried out by the Ukrainians. That's what Manafort was saying, according to testimony from his own longtime deputy and friend in FBI interviews. Eventually, Donald Trump latching onto the same idea, even though his own senior staff told him it was not true.
Now, what the president is referring to there is a debunked conspiracy theory that somehow Ukraine, not Russia, hacked the Democratic emails in 2016, and that Ukraine might have the DNC server or Hillary's emails. The details are both convoluted and false. And during your time in the White House, you explained that to the president, right?
I did. It's not only a conspiracy theory, it is completely debunked.
Debunked conspiracy theory. That's Trump's guy. Now, even though this push got Trump into the impeachment mess, some of his advisors are still pushing it, even after Congress launched this impeachment probe. Giuliani meeting with a former Ukrainian diplomat who says the same stuff. Ukrainians conspired with the DNC. Now, do Trump and his loyalists really believe this? Or do they think it's believable? Meaning if they get enough smoke going, they can win re-election, partly with this help, without ever proving there's a fire. I want to be clear with you. The answer doesn't resolve the legal and impeachment questions here. Demanding a bribe is a crime, whether you're confused about the facts or not. But the answer could inform key parts of this whole impeachment probe. And it is becoming a larger part of the story. For all of this, I want to bring in a BuzzFeed journalist, Anthony Cormier, who's been reporting on all of these new Mueller documents. BuzzFeed actually suing Trump's Justice Department to get them. A judge just ordered them to start the releases here in this fall. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You didn't know what you're going to get. You just demanded it.
That's our job. We like FOIA.
FOIA, freedom of information. So what does this tell you about the roots of the discredited belief about Ukraine?
It's kind of fascinating because it brings you into the sort of genesis of this weird conspiracy. And it suggests that it was actually promoted by Paul Manafort, his campaign chairman, and one of Paul Manafort's longtime associates, Konstantin Kilimnik, who the Mueller investigation, the FBI, I believe, has ties to Russian intelligence services. So it seems that this conspiracy was cooked up sometime in the summer of 2016, right as the campaign is heating up, as the first documents begin to come out. You see Manafort, Kilimnik, and in fact, General Mike Flynn begin to tell the president, we don't believe this is Russia. In fact, we believe this is probably Ukraine.
Do they care if it's true?
Hard to tell. Our documents and our reporting doesn't bear that out at the moment. It does seem that they are acting in bad faith. There is quite a lot of evidence, at least to someone like Michael Flynn, that the intelligence services in the United States believe that this is a Russian hack. It's clear to us that he is attempting to shape that narrative to fit something that the Trump campaign can use.
Why would it help them that much during 2016 if it's one country versus another?
Well, I think that the entire narrative was Russia is helping Trump. They wanted to move away from that. They wanted it to be a different country, a different set of actors.
Take a listen to Adam Schiff on how this all fits in.
The president enlisted whole departments of government in the illicit aim of trying to get Ukraine to dig up dirt on a political opponent, as well as further conspiracy theory about the 2016 election that he believed would be beneficial to his re-election campaign.
This is the wild part where it becomes about programming. I mean, one of the things we've just learned from the more detailed House testimony is the exact way they wanted to roll this out, not in 2016 when you've traced the origins, but in the bribery plot. They wanted the Ukrainian president to do a television interview that would be seen in the United States announcing this foreign investigation. Everyone who watches TV knows rarely do you see foreign heads of state announcing domestic prosecutions as a U.S. news event. But this goes to how important it was, Anthony, as programming. Whether you want to call that propaganda, reality show programming, or the heart of the bribery plot, it was programming that Trump wanted.
They're looking to shape a narrative. That is their entire sort of modus operandi, right? They have to stick to this notion that it wasn't, in fact, Russia, it was Ukraine.
And that goes to the other part. You said bad faith. A lot of people get in the habit of saying, well, is it true or not true? And why would you take such a risk for something that's not true? That's a whole framework that doesn't really apply to how Donald Trump thinks. It's better if you never find the missing emails. It's better if the criminal probe is never resolved. It's better if, as he was winning more delegates because of rules that favored him, you say it's rigged, because then you have this car that the dog never catches.
That's the Roger Stone influence, right? This is I can't say the word on TV, but there is a rat element to this. That you want to make everyone so confused that we don't actually know what to believe. Then again, he gets to shape the narrative to fit his whim. He is in control of this throughout.
Right. And that, as you put it, that puts people in the position of trying to make the Bidens prove a negative about a foreign smoking conspiracy that can never, for some people, be fully resolved. I think that is why it matters so much to the reelection when you consider that what did Trump learn from 2016 in a narrow race that he was supposed to lose? The constant drumbeat of emails and Comey and other things, at a minimum, didn't hurt him. It may have helped him win.
No, that's the stew that he cooks. This is the way that this conspiracy land lives. It's what it breathes. It's its lifeblood.
You said stew. You said something involving a rat. I feel we're very close to Ratatouille here.
It's a good movie.
Anthony, thank you so much. And we'll be coming back to you as you continue to get more secret documents from the Mueller probe, thanks to your work and your litigation.
Every month.
There we go. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.